What's good, everybody? It's your brother, Matt Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. I talked about this story before, and I believe the title of the video was called like Molester, Maddy or something like that. But it's basically the story of this elementary school teacher. Her name is Madison Bergman, and she was kissing a 11-year-old boy who was in elementary school. So she was messing around with this little boy, sending him messages and getting him alone when she could, and she liked to kiss him, and she's basically ruined her life because of her urge to molest young children. Okay, because she was supposed to get married. She was actually engaged to be married, but then her fiance left her, and now she's being charged with all these sex crimes. Now, there's been an update on the case, and through this update, I actually learned some other things about the initial charge that she got. And I'm going to play a little bit of that here for you folks to listen to, and I'll give my commentary as it goes through. But like, it's sickening to me that someone like this would even something like this would even creep into someone's head. The fact that you work with children like this, and the fact that you're entrusted by these children's parents and by your employers in the school district, that you would even let this creep into your head, that you would even think that this is appropriate. And through this, the updates on this story, what I learned is that she knew what she was doing was wrong. Okay? She very much knew what she was doing was wrong, which I believe most of these molesters do, because that's why they try to hide it, right? But it comes out, she says to the boy in one of their messages together that she has an 11-year-old niece, and if a man was talking to her niece the way that she's talking to this boy, she would be disgusted by it, and she would be just mortified by it. So, but then she continued to have this relationship with this boy. You see what I'm saying? So she knew what she was doing was wrong, but she kept on doing it anyway. And in my opinion, that makes this person more dangerous. All right? And you're going to find out through this news report that she's trying her best to get out of trouble here. First, she's trying to, like, her lawyers tried to get this entire case dismissed because of basically some semantics, because the law states that I guess the child has to be very specific about where they were touched. And in the messages that were sent between this 11-year-old and Madison, they weren't very specific about how or where they were touched, right? So they just said that there was touching going on around the chest and stomach area, I guess you could say, right? But the judge has thrown out her whole dismissal. The judge is like, no, your ass is going to trial. Okay, stop with the nonsense, because you can't expect a child to use legal language the way lawyers and adults who work in the legal department do. All right, so her ass is going to trial, and we're going to see how it turns out. But let's listen to this news report here, and it gives you some background on the story and how this all transpired, and I do want to give my commentary on it. So let's take a listen right here as to how Madison Bergman first got in trouble in the first place. So let's listen.
A teacher accused of sexually assaulting her 11-year-old student was hoping a Wisconsin judge would throw out her charges. Madison Bergman was just weeks away from her wedding when she was accused of making out with a fifth-grade student. The 24-year-old former elementary school teacher was arrested in May, originally charged with one count of first-degree sexual assault of a child. That is until 9 additional felony charges were added just last month. According to authorities, the allegations came to light when the mother of the 11-year-old boy caught him on the phone allegedly with Bergman. After taking away the boy's phone, she discovered text messages between the two. When the parents uncovered the texts, the boy's father reportedly stormed into Rivercrest Elementary School with printouts of the conversations.
Yeah, that would be me as a father. If I found out someone was molesting my child, yes, yes, my applause is for that dad. Okay, if I found out someone was molesting my child, I'm going to the school immediately. And the fact that he went and made sure he printed out the text messages and showed up at the school raising hell. Thank you, Dad, because this is how this chicken head got caught in the first place. Okay, the parents found out about this relationship, and the dad showed up to the school and showed out. All right, because I would be very pissed off if that's what happened. If some male or female was molesting my child like that. Okay, because that's very detrimental to the mind of that child. Like, I know a lot of people think it's okay for a female to molest a young boy when he's in school, but it's not. Okay, that female is doing serious damage to this boy's mind. I mean, good God, he's only in fifth grade. In fifth grade, I understand things are different now than they were when I was growing up. But in fifth grade, I was, you know, drawing my little comic strips. I was just really getting to start liking girls my own age. That was like the first time I ever danced with a girl. That's the first time we had a school dance at the end of the year. So that was all new to me in, fifth grade. And to have an older woman mess with this boy's mind at that age, that's very disturbing. Okay, I couldn't imagine going through that myself at that age. All right, so Let's listen some more to what transpired here with this crime. And once again, I appreciate the parents for immediately, as soon as they found out, they not only exposed, but they went to confront this teacher. Thank God for having some parents like that. Let's listen some more to the news story.
That's when police were called to the elementary school. The fifth grader reportedly told investigators he spoke with Bergman almost daily, and he got her number when he went on a ski trip with his family and she was invited. Bergman confirmed that she received the boy's number on that trip, but said it was in case they were separated while on the trip. When authorities spoke to her at the elementary school she worked at, they found inside her backpack a folder with the 11-year-old's name on it containing many handwritten notes. The boy told police he and Bergman would write each other notes throughout the day, which revealed the two wrote about kissing each other. In one of the letters, Bergman allegedly wrote, "One of my cousins is in the fifth grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop."
And this bitch was about to get married, mind you. So that quote right there tells you what I told you earlier about how she knew what she was doing was wrong. Okay, she talked about, like, her, I thought it was her niece, but I guess it was her cousin, who was also in the fifth grade. And she said if a man was talking to her like this, it would just tear her apart. It would hurt her, right? And she knows that she's the adult and should not be doing this with this child, but we have a special relationship, quote unquote, as she says. There's nothing special about the relationship between an adult and a child, okay? Not like that. It shouldn't be that type of relationship. There's always supposed to be, you setting yourself apart from this child, all right? You don't cross that line to mess with this child's mind and their body like that. That's predatory. It's disgusting. And really, you should be locked up under the jail for doing so. All right? So once again, she's trying to get, or not her per se, but her lawyers are trying to get this case thrown out over, like I said, some semantics. But as of right now, the judge has said, hell to the no, your ass is going to trial. All right? And she should. Now, what's interesting is she's been able to pay bail and hire these really good defense attorneys. So that shows that both her and her family have money. And this is something that I talk about often in my videos is, the reason that a lot of these white people are able to get away with these crimes is because they have the money to put up their bulwark and defend themselves in court. A black person would have to deal with have a public defender or something like that and would be in jail immediately. Like they wouldn't be able to pay bail or anything, right? But Madison Bergman comes from a family that has money and going on ski trips and whatnot. Now that was a part that I found weird about the boy's family was on a ski trip and then Madison Bergman showed up to the ski trip. It's like I would have thought that was suspicious. Like the fact that my family is on a vacation and then my daughter's teacher shows up. My child's teacher shows up to the vacation, the same spot. Like there's only so many coincidences that should happen there, right? Yeah, I can understand, seeing my child's teachers around town because obviously they probably live in the same district. But if we're going on vacation to somewhere remote and then the teacher shows up, that's going to set off my alarm bells. All right. So in my opinion, the parents should have did some investigating there, or maybe that's how the mom found out in the first place because they said the mom started checking her boy's phone, right? So that's probably how it all started in the first place. The mom got suspicious, and this is sick. It's sad. I do feel bad for this 11-year-old because this is going to mess up his life, right? Madison is worried about her life being messed up, but she's the molester. She deserves all the punishment and all the scrutiny that she is getting. This 11-year-old boy is the one that has really been harmed by this whole situation, right? And it's going to mess up any relationship that he has after this. So I feel bad for him. I'm hoping his parents can get him some sort of psychological help to make him understand that he's been taken advantage of, that this was not a good thing. Because I think in his mind, he probably thought it was a good thing that this older woman wanted to kiss him. And I didn't play this part because I didn't want to discuss you too much, but I'll just say here, she sent him messages saying she wanted to lick his abs and stuff like that. So I'm sure she probably said some other nasty stuff in these messages. So don't think that this woman, just because she's a white girl, that she's innocent. She's not innocent. All right. She said some very disturbing and nasty things to this 11-year-old boy. And once again, her ass needs to be up under the prison, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep an eye on this story along with some of the other molester Beckys that I've reported on. And I will keep you up to date as their stories develop. So anyway, you folks let me know how you feel about this in the comments section. I would love to hear your opinions on it. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.